Everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to review a foundation that I saw the other day when I was wandering around the aisles at Walmart. I noticed that they had this new L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation, and it struck me because it was fresh wear. I don't know, it just sounded like it was maybe light and a little bit up my alley. As you guys know, if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, I generally go for a light foundation look. I don't really want to cover up like my entire skin. I don't want a full coverage foundation. So when I saw fresh wear, I thought that this might be a foundation that was kind of like up my alley. This has a broad spectrum SPF 25 in it. Just as a reminder, never count on your foundation as enough sunscreen for you. You always want to put on your own layer of sunscreen underneath your foundation because there's just not enough, especially if you're going to shear it out with like a beauty blender. But anyway, that is totally off the subject. The shade that I picked up for myself is 425, and I feel like it's a pretty decent shade match for me. And they had a nice range of shades. At Walmart, I believe it was $10.99 or $11.99. And so I thought that I've actually been using it for a week, and I've actually really been enjoying it. Just a spoiler alert. I think that it is really a great foundation for oily skin. It is definitely a foundation that you can shear out with a beauty blender for lighter coverage, which is what I did today. Or if you wanted to build it up and use a brush or your hands, you could build it up to a more medium coverage foundation. I don't think this is a full coverage foundation, but I've really been enjoying it. With my oily skin, I feel like it's lasting really nicely. But I thought that I would demonstrate that for you today by putting it on with you guys and then checking in several hours at 12:30 or 1 before I go to work, and then again tonight around 6 or 7, just to give you kind of a close-up shot of how my skin is looking after application. So I am going to go ahead and bring you in. Obviously my full face of foundation is now applied, but I'm going to go back in time to a little while ago when I applied the foundation, and you can watch how it applies on my skin. Okay, I brought the camera in, and I am going to prime the left side of my face with this Catrice Prime and Fine. It is a oil controlling pore refining anti-shine base. So I thought that I would prime the left side of my face and then leave the right side of my face unprimed, and then I can check in during the day and see how it goes. I've been using this for a week, and I really like it. Some days I've been wearing a primer, and some days I haven't, but I've really been liking the way that it works. I feel like it keeps me pretty matte most of the day. It's definitely not like dewy or anything like that. So next, I am going to use my Real Techniques Beauty Blender or sponge to apply it. Just gonna put little dots all over my face. You know, I kind of go for a sheerer look with foundation. So I kind of like the Beauty Blender for application because it shears it out. Now, if you wanted to build this up to medium, you definitely could. You could use a brush, and you would get a more medium coverage look out of it. I've been using Retin-A, and I have like a ton of texture right here. Like, it's drying my skin out. For some reason, that area right over here in my chin always gets more dried out when I use Retin-A. I'm going to put a tiny bit more on my nose because I have a little bit of redness on my nose, which you probably cannot see because of these lights, but I do have some redness there. So I'm just making sure to really get that completely blended. And then what I'm going to do is I will go apply the rest of my makeup, and I've already got my eye makeup on, obviously, and I will check in with you guys all through the day. I actually had the morning off of work today, so I will check in. It's now 7 o'clock. I will check in with you guys at 12:30 before I leave for the hospital. And then I will check in with you guys like around 6 o'clock tonight. And we can look at my skin and see how it's doing on the left side, which is primed, versus the right side, which is not, and how it is holding up. I'll see you in a little bit. Hey guys, I'm doing a quick check-in before I head to work. It's been about 4.5 hours since I put on that foundation. I wanted to bring you in so you could look at my skin with me. I'm looking at it up close in a mirror real quick. I definitely feel like there's a tiny bit less shine on the side that I put the primer on, the Catrice primer. It definitely looks a tiny bit less shiny to me. I don't know if that's really noticeable to you guys on the camera, but there is absolutely no foundation in my creases, like not in my nose, not in my crease lines. It's not breaking up at all. And generally, it still looks pretty good. The only thing I notice is that it's slightly less shiny on the left side. So not breaking up and still going strong. I still feel like my skin looks nice and perfected and natural. You know, I'm a tiny bit oily, so I'll probably need to blot, but it's not breaking up at all on my skin. So I'll check in when I get home from work today around 6. Okay. Hey guys, I'm doing my 5 o'clock check-in. I just got home from work. I put this foundation on at 7 o'clock this morning, and I'm gonna bring you in really close so you can see my face here. And as you can see, I'm looking in the mirror. I got a little bit of shine on my forehead for sure. I did not blot at all today because, I don't know, I just didn't have any time. I was wearing an operating mask for half the day, and I noticed there was almost no transfer of this makeup onto the operating mask, which is always a really, really good sign. It stayed on my face and it did not get on the operating mask, which is great. I still feel like I've got a teeny bit more shine on this side, but like it's almost not even noticeable. This makeup has not broken up at all, and it's been 10 hours. It's not at all in my creases, like whatsoever. I don't even see, I wear glasses during the day at work, and I don't even really see a ton of, there's like dents from my glasses, but not a ton of smudginess in the makeup. So it's intact. It has not broken up. Definitely my forehead is the shiniest part of my face. I do find that when I do Botox, my forehead is the most shiny thing on my face. But my cheeks and all of this and my T-zone, like my nose, really don't look that shiny considering I have not blotted a single time. And it's not settling into fine lines. It's not like settling into my creases, my big lines. I would not consider this a fine line. Like I would consider it a big crease. There's no settling. And I generally don't even feel like I look that shiny. I feel like my skin has held up pretty well today, with the exception of my forehead, which is pretty decently shiny. So, I mean, for 10 hours of wear, I think that's pretty decent, you guys. Like, I'm happy with that wear. I feel like that's great. And I was super happy that it didn't rub off on the operating mask. So I will do one more check-in like around 8 or 9 before I get in the shower and let you know how things are looking then. Hi guys, it is now 9 o'clock at night and I'm doing a final check-in. I have not blotted my face today. I have done nothing, and I'm just gonna come up close so you guys can see the situation. Again, my forehead is kind of on the shiny side. I would say at this point, there's not much of a difference between my right and left side of the face. They look pretty much the same to me. I definitely have a little irritation on my skin right here, but the makeup itself has not settled into any of my fine lines. It has not settled into the creases around my cheeks or my nose. And, you know, my skin still looks more perfected than it would look if I had no makeup on. So I feel like this makeup lasted like 13 hours. It doesn't look obviously as great as it looked when I put it on this morning, but it does look intact. It hasn't broken up at all, like not even a little bit. And really the only breakthrough oil has been on my forehead that I'm sure I could have. I have an eyelash right here. I'm sure I could have fixed if I had blotted my forehead a little bit. So pretty impressed with this foundation. I think it did a really great job today. And I kind of felt this the whole entire week. So yeah, that's it. I hope that little demo and check-in was helpful for you guys. Just overall, like I said at the beginning of the video, I really do like this foundation. I think it's a very good foundation for somebody who is looking for a light to medium coverage foundation. It is good for oily skin. I don't think it would dry out dry skin very much. My skin is generally oily. It's the winter right now, so it's a little bit more dry than usual. But I didn't find it to be super mattifying and super drying. I wouldn't really say that it's a satin finish. I would say it's probably more of a natural to matte finish foundation, but I think that it would be fine for a person with dry skin. I think it's good for a person with oily skin because I have really been enjoying the way that it looks with minimal touching up through the day, and I really think it did last. I obviously did not test it for 24 hours because I never wear my makeup for 24 hours, but I feel like 12 hours is definitely a good measure of how well a foundation works, and I really have enjoyed this foundation very much. So I'm super glad that I picked it up at Walmart. I hope that everybody is having a great day and a great week, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. By the way, if you are new and you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and hit the little notification bell, and you will be notified each time I post a new video. I will look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.